Will you win in China?
That is in the lap of the gods. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or fitter man, but sooner or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
This old gal, I don't care how good she is, I should get her. She can.
You should never count your chickens, darling, before your eggs get hatched. 'Cause I believe in my soul, you finally met your man.
It's the first time during my whole career I ran into the table. Must be because of old age.
Why are you participating in this competition?
Oh,
You are so old.
I'm not that old.
他没有，他觉得自己不老，还很。
I lost my husband and daughter, and I was playing table tennis, and I think that saved me. It's something to do, something to keep my mind together.
I've had 2 lots of cancer, but the doctors always said, and the consultant always said, oh, keep playing, keep playing. I don't want to go home and watch television and then just die.
You begin to value your time more as one gets older. As you get nearer the winning post, you only think, well, what is at the other side of this barrier?
Hi, I'm Lucy from Film Club, and this is my grandma, Barry, and we will be asking you some questions.
That's okay.
Could you give us a brief synopsis of this film?
So the brief synopsis of Ping Pong is it's a sports movie that follows 8 people in their 80s to 100, and they're from around the planet, and they all come together in China to compete for gold in the World Table Tennis Championships.
What inspired you to make this film?
It's probably it started with just an image in a magazine of Dorothy Delow, the Australian, who was 97 at the time, and it just got me thinking about so people who in their 90s are representing their country in a sporting event. You've got to be quite an interesting person and have led an interesting life. And so that got me looking into the subject, and there I met Les Darcy and Terry Donlon, who became the 2 main characters in the film.
How old were you when you started to play table tennis?
27. I come out of the Royal Air Force when I was 20. I was boxing in the RAF. I was welterweight champion in the RAF. But when I come out, there was no boxing clubs or anywhere. I went working in a factory, and I walked in this games room. There was 3 tables, and this bloke said, come on. I said, oh no, I don't want to play that girls' game. But I did. And he stayed in the 3rd division, and I finished up in the Premier Division.
How long did it take you to film this movie, as you had to travel around the world following so many people?
We spent about a year filming, and we spent about 6 months leading up to it, and we were very lucky to film in China to begin with, obviously the UK, and we went to China, and then we went to America, and then Sweden, and then Germany and Australia.
Who were the most interesting characters to film, and what country were they from?
So when we went to Germany, I think when we heard about Inge, who's one of the main characters in the film, and we heard her story about how she'd had a stroke 15 years ago, so she lost use of her arm. and was getting confused by a lot of things. She went to a nursing home and found a table tennis table in the basement, and so started to play, and through table tennis has rehabilitated herself, and now she's representing Germany in a sporting event at the age of 89, which is pretty inspirational.
Wir haben am Anfang trainiert, sie ist ja am Anfang, als sie hierher kam, fiel ihr selbst das Bücken nach dem Ball schwer. Fängt an mit der Schlägerhaltung und so weiter und so fort. Und dann sicher, wie man sich am besten zum Ball stellt bei dem einen oder anderen Schlag. Und auf der Schiene hat sie sich auch mehr oder weniger verbessert. Sie greift gerne an.
Nein, dass ich wieder angefangen habe, Tischtennis zu spielen, das hatte ich da aufgeschrieben, 97. Und das ist bei mir geglückt, Gott sei Dank. Und so, dass ich meine Krankheit vergessen kann und wieder, wie mein Arzt sagt, kerngesund bin.
Did you ever imagine that your hobby would bring you one day to playing on the big screen?
It's been good, and it's good for our game. What's happened? Yes. Because if you talk to people and think, oh, ping pong, it's just that, you know. But it's totally different than that. But no, I think it's going to do a lot for our game. I mean, I run a club on a Wednesday with 12 tables and with 2 more people. And I have people like your age, younger than you. You pay £2 a night for 3 hours. Yeah. And we also have one family that come with 2 boys. And the father fetches his baby, which is 18 months old, so we stick him on a table and throw balls at him.
Out of all the countries that you went to, which was your favourite and why?
So Texas I loved, just because it's just full of extremes and it's so very American. It's unbelievable. You feel like you're walking around in the movies. You've seen it so many times in different films. But I think Inner Mongolia was sort of, I've always wanted to go to the grasslands. So and it was absolutely amazing. So where it was just miles and miles and miles of grassy plains with no trees, no fences, no nothing. And that was very, very special to see.
Which country has the most competitive players?
Germany, in our case, veterans, Germany is very competitive. They won't give you anything. But Sweden's the same. Sweden, I play Osterholm, who's been world champion quite a number of times. And he gets these nets and edges, but you never say sorry. They just carry on. But that's the way they play. It's luck. It's all luck on their part, but that's the way they play. They don't say sorry like we do.
She has a competitive deal in there. She can say, well, if I play table tennis, I need to go to the top.
I'm always surprised that she plays so fast and still improving.
And she's never won gold?
No. Well, she have won and here many competitions, but they won championship now.
So who's the oldest player that has beaten you?
That's beaten me?
Yeah.
Les. A long time ago. I beat him now because he's not too well. But when we were 40, in the old days we used to have tournaments all around Yorkshire, Rotherham and everywhere like that. But they were only 1-day tournaments. We used to get there at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock and go home at 11 o'clock. And that's when I first played Les. And he was the same, a lot of nets and edges.
Are you hoping to encourage children to play table tennis and other sports?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So I mean, what's exciting, as well as the cinema release, alongside that, there's there's screenings in free screenings at Olympic sites, so the big outdoor screens. And I think at the moment it's 8, so through the summer there's going to be screenings in 8 different cities, where there'll also be lots of table tennis tables. And the idea is that we want as many people to play. And I think, and we actually showed the European premiere of the film was in a care home in Sheffield. Because we didn't really know how this was going to go down. We showed the film, and just the atmosphere in the room afterwards was lifted, and there was an incredibly positive response. And the one thing was that everyone wanted to start playing. And so if that's an effect of the film, I would be very happy.
Have you had any injuries from ping pong or the training? If so, what was it and how did you do it?
It was in Yokohama, in Japan. This is the one where we would have won a gold medal. We were playing in the semi-final. And the floor, what they call GER floor, you can't move on it. You put your foot down and it stops. And we were playing in the semi-final, the World Championships. And I think we were playing to Taiwan. And one of them just dropped the ball over and I went for it. My Achilles tendon went. So I was out. Yeah, I was out quite a long time. But we still got a bronze medal.
Could you get the lungs out now? In 1942, I had fluid on the lung. It collapsed this lung and pushed the heart over to the right side. And only for my mother taking me in that night, the doctor said I would have been dead next morning. I mean, I had cancer in '96. I told them to take the prostate out because it's prostate cancer. And 8 months later, I'd got another cancer in the kidney, so they had to take the kidney out. And now the prostate cancer's come back and it's in the bone cancer. I still like to prove my consultant wrong, and I'd like to live to be 90, never mind 2 years' time.
Do you warm up carefully before you start a game?
We always have a knock, what we call a knock, yeah, with our opponents or whatever. We always have, it just loosens the muscles, that's all.
Yes.
But what we don't do, and what they keep telling us to do, is you warm up, you go on the table, then you sit down. Which that is the thing you shouldn't do. You should warm down. But at my age, I don't want to do anything like that. Unfortunately now, there's nobody can take away of what I've done. I've won 3 gold medals. I've won quite a lot of bronze medals and quite a few silver medals. But with the disease I've got, the bone cancer, the lung cancer, the emphysema, I just can't move like I did. You'll see on the film I'm puffing for breath, and really I should be dead on the floor. But this keeps me going. This tells me to cure that. Whether it will or not, I don't know.
What does your doctor think of you playing sport at your age?
He wants me to keep playing, regardless. And that's not a doctor. Well, it is my doctor. She says that. But I've got two consultants that say you keep playing because it's good for you. There's a nurse came to my house about a fortnight ago to give me oxygen because I can't get my breath. So she puts the machine on me, run up the stairs, run down the stairs, go up the stairs, down the garden, back. She looked at that, she said it's perfect. And I can't get my breath, but it's perfect. Yeah, it's marvellous. She said, I can't give you oxygen because it will kill you. Because when you put oxygen in, it's carbon dioxide that you've got to get rid of. They've said, no, you can't. But they said, we'll tell you what it'll do though, for your emphysema. We'll go to a physio, we'll get you a physio. and you do more exercise. Now listen, I play bowls Monday, play bowls Tuesday, I play ball Wednesday, and Wednesday night I go to a club, we put 12 tables up, we've got a load of kids there, and I practice, then Friday I play. So can you tell me what time I've got to put more exercise in?
Zu Renate gesagt, wenn ich mal am Tischtennistisch sterbe, dann denk dran, dass ich mir das wünsche. Für mich ist es eine Horrorvorstellung, als Pflegefall irgendwie zu enden. Aber das hat man ja nicht in der Hand. Ich würde gerne am Tisch sterben. Aber noch nicht so schnell.
Genau, lass dir nur Zeit.
Were there things that you were not able to film that you would have liked to have done because of time and budget?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really hard thing to edit your film down because you want it to be at the right length to keep everybody's attention, and we had 120 hours of footage. For instance, there was a lovely player from the UK who we fell in love with, and she was wonderful, but she made the film only in images, but we didn't sort of hear from her and have her story come across because it didn't play out in such a way that she went through to the finals, or her backstory didn't give us the extra narrative that we were after. So yes, there were lots of things we didn't have.
Who is your favourite director? Mine is James Cameron from his work on Titanic and Avatar.
Favourite director? So I think either Wes Anderson or Werner Herzog. So Wes Anderson, so The Life Aquatic is a Wes Anderson film with Bill Murray in. And Werner Herzog has made lots of films, including documentaries, but I like the way he bridges documentary and fiction filmmaking. One of his documentaries is called Grizzly Man, about a man who gets eaten by a bear in Canada.
How lovely. Do you have a favourite film when you were growing up that you could recommend?
Favourite film? So what we liked about Ping Pong was that these characters that we met were all in their 80s to 100, and we were taken by their love of the sport and that they were actually really good at it. And so what came from that was that we realised we could make a sports movie, and so Rocky is a great sports movie that we thought about, and that's from my childhood, and so I'd say it's a good sports movie. Watch Rocky.
Yeah, I like Rocky a lot as well. Thanks so much, it was really lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much indeed.